So explosions then for the second night in a row, but this time it does appear to be on a much larger scale than the night before. Explosions reported in Bahrain, in Kuwait and Qatar, and as I said in the last half hour, new explosions in Bahrain in the last hour as well. All that as Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it has been hitting what it called key infrastructure and facilities at US bases. Also hearing, as I said, from Iran's foreign ministry, calling all strikes on infrastructure gross war crimes. That is, US warplanes hit sites on Iran's Kish Island, with explosions elsewhere as well across the country. Despite that, Donald Trump saying the Iranian side had called and they wanted to make a deal so badly.
There are many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
A little earlier, we spoke to our correspondent Fraser Jackson in Washington. He was asked if a ceasefire is still in place or not.
There was meant to be more talks at some point in mid-July after the leader Khamenei's funeral is over, which is starting to wrap up now. But an actual date and location for those has not yet been set. And of course, the future of those talks is now in doubt as well after these strikes, and especially after Donald Trump's words at the NATO summit in Ankara over the course of the last 24 or so hours, when he said that this ceasefire for him was effectively over. He also had much more choice words for the Iranian leaders, who in the past he has stopped short of praising but said that he could deal with them, and now he's saying that they are scum and cuckoo and other words as well. But despite all of that grandstanding that took place in Ankara, on the flight back on AF1 he said that the Iranians had called him and wanted to make a deal. But stop me if you've heard that one before. Donald Trump, of course, has said that many times over the course of the last 6 or so months. It turns out that MOU did get signed around a month or so ago, but like I said, there's not really been much movement towards an ending, an everlasting peace deal, effectively, that would actually stop this conflict. Donald Trump says that he is willing to finish the job in Iran, but whether he's actually got the stomach to go back to a full-scale war with Iran, that's what the Iranians are betting against, and we'll see whether he does indeed continue down the war path or decides to take the diplomatic route in the following weeks.